There are rare moments in film, television, and storytelling when a single unexpected action becomes far more memorable than the entire script. Sometimes it is not the dialogue, not the background music, not the costume or even the director's intention that captures public attention, but an unplanned emotional spark that appears so real the audience begins to question where the performance ends and where private truth might be quietly hiding. That is exactly what has turned into a wave of online discussion as fans debate a scene between actor Maurice and actress Pearl, claiming that something so compelling happened that he allegedly forgot his lines while staring deeply at her, as though the moment reached beyond acting and touched something indescribable. Many fans now describe it as one of the most emotionally charged behind-the-scenes moments they have witnessed, even though no official confirmation exists that anything unscripted took place. Viewers have turned the situation into a cinematic analysis, love theory thread, psychological breakdown, emotional observation and even romantic speculation, and the debate is still growing louder. Before exploring the emotional storm this has created online, this dramatic entertainment commentary is proudly brought to you by Stress Ninja TV, a platform dedicated to serving passionate viewers with exciting celebrity interpretations, unforgettable gist, emotional breakdowns, deep scene analysis and captivating storytelling designed to ignite curiosity and offer premium entertainment. Do not forget to subscribe to Stress Ninja TV, stay connected, support the growth of the channel and continue receiving unforgettable content that speaks to your imagination and emotions. Stress Ninja TV remains committed to delivering dramatic, cinematic, heart-stealing entertainment journalism in a way that thrills every viewer. According to passionate fan communities who shared, rewatched and emotionally analyzed the moment online, the scene appeared to be an intimate, tension-filled portion of a film where both actors were expected to deliver controlled emotional performance while maintaining character focus. Fans claim the moment shifted suddenly into something that looked more intense than the original direction because Maurice allegedly paused, remained silent longer than expected and locked his eyes on Pearl in a way fans describe as deep, mesmerized and emotionally overwhelmed. Whether this is merely perception, dramatic imagination, camera angle interpretation or a beautiful coincidence of acting synergy, the effect it had on viewers was extraordinary. Many said the moment did not appear like the kind of pause actors usually make to recollect their lines. Instead, they described it as a silent emotional freeze, as if the actor momentarily stepped out of the fictional script world and entered an internal emotional space influenced by Pearl's presence, gaze, or energy. One viewer wrote that the pause did not look mechanical but looked like a moment of sincerity layered beneath professional acting. She described Maurice's eyes as soft, reflective and emotionally unguarded, as though admiration, surprise or inspiration washed over him. She added that the way he inhaled as if trying to process something emotional appeared too natural to be planned. Another viewer posted that Pearl did not appear confused or impatient during the moment, which made the pause even more fascinating. She remained calm, steady, and emotionally connected to the moment, as though she sensed something deeper happening. This fan insisted that such calmness suggested emotional synchronization rather than confusion, adding fuel to the dramatic interpretation fans already built. Some online observers expanded the emotional speculation by suggesting that certain scenes in filmmaking are so emotionally intense that actors may accidentally reveal personal vulnerability because acting sometimes requires deep psychological immersion. While this view does not confirm any real-life emotional attachment, it made the situation even more fascinating to viewers, who insisted that they witnessed something that felt like a merge between fictional romance and subconscious emotional reality. Someone commented that the way Maurice looked at Pearl was not the gaze of a character performing an assigned emotion but the gaze of a man momentarily caught off guard by a surprising emotional wave. Another viewer analyzed Pearl's facial expression, stating that her eyes looked calm, receptive and patient rather than surprised or confused. According to this viewer's interpretation, she looked like someone who fully understood the emotional gravity of that moment, even though she continued acting professionally. This contributed to a new thread of comments calling the moment a silent emotional heartbeat, a description that gained popularity among fans who love dramatic language. Someone added that the air in that moment seemed thick with unspoken feeling, as though words became unnecessary and expression replaced dialogue. Fans romanticized the moment further by suggesting that there are scenes where silence becomes more powerful than speech, and perhaps this was one of those rare cinematic occurrences. Another online user gave a poetic interpretation, stating that the moment felt like a brief suspension of time, where two actors accidentally shared a fragment of something heartfelt and private before returning to their scripted roles. The comment received emotional reactions from several viewers who agreed, claiming that the atmosphere of the scene felt so emotionally alive that the rest of the world appeared forgotten for a short second. Others added that it is extremely rare in acting to witness a moment where performance becomes so believable that viewers feel like accidental observers of a personal emotional interaction. Some viewers posted detailed comparative analysis, claiming that Maurice's body language subtly shifted from controlled acting posture to relaxed natural stance as if his real persona stepped into the scene. They pointed out that his shoulders lowered, his expression softened and his voice paused in a way that appeared not rehearsed but reactive. Another fan wrote a long comment explaining that forgetting lines in filmmaking is not unusual, but forgetting lines because of emotional distraction is a sign of deep immersion. Others joined the conversation saying that sometimes actors become so connected to their scene partner that the emotional space created between them becomes real for a moment, even though it ends once the director calls cut. While emotional viewers continued building romantic interpretations, logical viewers tried to balance the discussion with grounded perspective, reminding others that professional acting demands emotional truth, which sometimes creates moments that look genuine enough to confuse the audience. They also argued that seasoned actors can produce breathtaking emotional realism that mirrors real-life attraction without necessarily feeling it personally. However, this balancing argument did little to stop the rapid wildfire of romantic speculation, as fans continue to prefer the emotionally exciting version of the story. Someone also commented that Pearl's emotional presence has a unique on-screen effect that draws attention effortlessly. They claim that she has a natural stillness that amplifies emotional intensity, making any romantic scene she performs look heightened, delicate and passionate. Fans added that when paired with an actor like Maurice, whose emotional delivery appears naturally expressive, the chemistry becomes even more captivating. Some viewers claimed the moment felt like the fusion of two different emotional strengths that created cinematic electricity. They described Maurice as fire and Pearl as calm water, forming emotional steam that fogged the scene with romantic energy. Another online post recounted that even though people have watched countless beautiful romantic scenes in film, there was something special about this one, something that did not feel like a carefully arranged performance, but like two emotional spirits briefly recognizing one another. Someone else wrote that some scenes are performed for viewers, but some are felt by the performers, and this moment looked like the second. This line became widely shared and quoted by fans who preferred dramatic poetic interpretation. Other viewers used psychological arguments, suggesting that when two actors gaze at each other for too long while emotionally engaged, the brain may temporarily confuse performance for real connection, especially if the scene demands vulnerability. They argued that the line between acting and emotional openness can become blurred, because the human mind reacts to emotional signals regardless of whether they originate from fiction or reality. In contrast, some disciplinary fans reminded the audience that great actors are trained to step into deep emotional spaces without letting their personal life interfere, and that forgetting lines could simply mean fatigue, distraction, or momentary brain pause. However, this interpretation was overshadowed by the romantic narrative that fans found much more exciting and conversation-worthy. Many viewers turned the moment into a form of cinematic legend, saying that even if nothing personal existed, the emotional quality of that second deserves recognition. Others said that on-screen chemistry should be studied, not mocked, because it turns ordinary dialogue into magical storytelling. Someone even posted that the moment should be included in film theory study, labeling it a perfect example of emotional realism. Across all these interpretations, one truth remains: the scene created a conversation much larger than anyone expected. It became more than a snippet of a film. It became a story of curiosity, emotional fascination, and romantic imagination. Whether real, coincidental, or a masterpiece of acting, the audience felt something unforgettable. And so the question continues, with no clear answer: was it simply acting, or did emotion briefly overshadow performance? That mystery is what turned an ordinary film moment into a timeless entertainment discussion. Viewers may continue debating forever, but for now, it remains one of the most talked about emotional interpretations in recent Nollywood storytelling. If you enjoyed this dramatic, fictional entertainment-style commentary, remember to stay connected to Stress Ninja TV for more captivating emotional interpretations, imaginative entertainment breakdowns, and addictive cinematic storytelling content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.